Hiya, folks, and welcome to Flames Baseball. Flames Baseball as the Flames take on the Sherrill Silversmiths in Game 1 of a doubleheader this afternoon. Eric Moon, Brandon Ross with you today. And quickly, while the Silversmiths are warming up for the top of the first inning, let's give you the Onondaga starting lineup put together by head coach Mike Cordero. Leading things off is the shortstop McLean O'Connor. Batting second, the center fielder Adam Gordon. Batting third, the DH Brian Hart. The right fielder Colin Matthews is the cleanup man today. He bats fourth. Batting fifth is the third baseman Jared Grosguth. Batting sixth, the catcher Trace Peterson. The left fielder A.J. DiFilippo bats seventh. Batting eighth is the first baseman Corbin Paxton. And batting ninth is the second baseman Jack Cherno. Lefty on the mound today for the Sherrill Silversmiths, it is Connor Van Driesen, who last pitched against the Flames on Monday, just like Gunnar Groen, who starts today for the Flames.
You know, it's a very much a repeat of that last game. It's going to be interesting to see what happens out of it. Gunnar Groen had a stellar performance last time out. Let's see what Connor Van Driesen can do his second time against this Flames squad.
He also pitched a complete game against the Flames last Monday, which was also a 2 o'clock start, funny enough, from OCC. 8 innings for him in that start, giving up only 3 runs.
Van Driesen, as a total on the season, not that great so far. 4.66 ERA. He has a 1-2 record to his name, but you know everything could possibly change in any given outing. Connor Morrisrow has gotten better as the season goes on. We could see what happens with Van Driesen here.
And you hope certainly that any player gets better as the season goes on. Meanwhile, the All-Star selections have just been announced. We'll get to those throughout the top half of the first inning as McLean O'Connor steps in to lead off the game here in Sherrill. Short ballpark as O'Connor steps in. Day off for him yesterday against the Rome Generals. As here's the first one from Van Driesen. The fastball is outside for ball 1. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes to begin this one. Start time is 2:03 Eastern Standard Time. As here is the quick 1-0. And that pitch finds the dirt for ball 2. The count 2 balls and no strikes. So 3 All-Stars on the Flames squad, 2 for the Silversmiths. 30 total players among the 12 NYCBL teams going up against the ACBL next Monday. As the pitch is low and in on O'Connor for ball 3. And early on, Van Driesen with the first couple pitches can't find the zone. 3 balls and no strikes. All 3 All-Stars for the Flames are pitchers. And all 3 out of the bullpen. As the fastball is on the inside corner for strike 1. The count 3 balls and 1 strike. As expected, Jimmy Flahive, the leader in ERA on this in the NYCBL, is an All-Star. As here comes the 3-1 to O'Connor. He hits one in the air pretty deep to right field. That one is way out of here. Lead-off home run, McLean O'Connor taking advantage of the short porch in right field. 1-0 Flames right off the bat.
We expected some home run action here, not this quickly. McLean O'Connor going Oppo Taco here to start off this one.
1-0 Flames, first home run of the season for O'Connor, the 6th in total for the Flames on the year. And the offensive firepower continues on in the first at bat of the game. As here comes Adam Gordon to the plate. Good day for him yesterday, 1 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a run scored. First one to Gordon. Pitch inside, and it gets him on the back and goes towards the Flame dugout. So a hit batsman results in Gordon reaching base with nobody out.
Usually in a situation like that, a pitcher would typically get accused of plunking the guy out of frustration, but Van Driesen made it very clear that was an accident, tapping his chest indicating my bad.
Here's Brian Hart, the designated hitter, and getting back to the O'Connor home run. That ball was scalded anyway to right field. It is only 257 down the right field line, about 310, 320 down the left. As the fastball finds the outside corner for strike 1, the count is no balls and 1 strike. Certainly the smaller ballpark helps the Silversmiths when it comes to hitting home runs. They lead the league with 21 of them. As the pitch is well outside and gets to the backstop, and Gordon jogs down to second base on the wild pitch. Runner at second, nobody out, with a 1-1 count to Hart. And getting back to the All-Star rosters, the other 2 All-Stars for the Flames, both closers. Keon Taylor, 5 saves on the year. Nick Garcia, 2 saves on the year. The bullpen getting a lot of recognition on the All-Star roster for Onondaga.
Nick Garcia, a little bit more of a sleeper. We don't see him that often on the mound, but when he does, he is lights out.
1-1. Hart hits in the air to right center field. That one is deep, and that one is gone. A 2-run home run for Brian Hart, his second home run of the year, and the Flames hit 2 in the first, taking advantage of the smaller park. It is 3-0 Onondaga.
You know this Flames team has a knack for hitting them into the gaps, but particularly right here, Brian Hart going yard there. He had another gapper shot for his first home run of the year, goes yard there, taking advantage of the short right field fence.
And still nobody out here in the first inning. 3 batters, 2 homers, and a hit batsman. How about that? So the homer by O'Connor to lead off the game resulted in his 3rd RBI of the year, as the Silversmiths pitching coach makes a visit to the mound to talk to Van Driesen. And for Brian Hart, that extends his RBI total to 19 on the year, still second on the team, just 1 behind A.J. DiFilippo. As Colin Matthews steps up to the plate after the visit is done on the bump. Flames offense overall in the year, not one of the best statistically, but as of late, they have been easily the best in the league, taking advantage of the humidity and hitting a lot of balls well as Matthews chops it foul behind home plate. Strike 1, the count, no balls and 1 strike. The number we just mentioned, almost 13 runs per game in just the last 3 days. Of course, 2 of them came against the Rome Generals. 2 of those games, rather. And a grand total of 29 runs. As the 0-1 to Matthews is a beautiful breaky ball on the outside corner. Strike 2, the count, no balls and 2 strikes as Van Driesen looks to have found his rhythm here.
If you account for all 3 games, it's a gap of 38-12. The Flames have outscored their opponents.
0-2. Matthews hits it in the air to left center field, charging in, and taking off the glove of the left fielder Kraus in the left center gap. Matthews slides it to second with a double, and the Flames just keep on hitting. That's 3 already here in the first inning.
You could already tell the Flames have Connor Van Driesen's number out there on the mound. He's going to really have to get an out to get the momentum going his way. Otherwise, this could really get out of hand really quickly.
And you could, and certainly the thought process for Tim Bailey and the Silversmiths coaching staff in throwing Van Driesen out there for Game 1 is he pitched well already against the Flames this year. So you would think that's a good decision, of course, to get him out there. He has struggled early on, however, for Sherrill. As that brings up Jared Groskuth with a runner on second and nobody out in a 3-0 ball game. And the breaking ball's low and in, snagged by Fitzgerald. Ball 1, the count, 1 ball and no strikes.
Jared Groskuth is another talent to look out for. He has a couple home runs to his name so far this season.
And yes, he has gone the other way against the Spartans, a first inning home run a little over a week ago. As the 1-0 pitch is just a little high. Ball 2, the count, 2 balls and no strikes. We're here at Noyes Park in Sherrill, New York. Historic Noyes Park, the home of the Sherrill Silversmiths. As here's the 2-0 to Groskuth. The pitch is low and in, snagged beautifully again by Fitzgerald. 3 balls, no strikes to Jared Groskuth.
Flames just working the count in their favor here. Now Jared Groskuth is going to have to get a pitch to hit. Otherwise, another runner on base for Connor Van Driesen. That's the last thing he needs right now.
We'll see if Groskuth has the green light here on 3-0. Here it is. He does not. And the fastball's over the plate for strike 1. The count, 3 balls and 1 strike.
I figure that's a situation where you probably have the green light, but you're probably still a little bit cautious to take a hack at it.
Want to keep the momentum up and score as many runs as you can already with a big 3-0 lead. As Van Driesen fakes a pick off the second, and he was about to throw with Cormier, the second baseman, on the bag, but he chose not to, with Matthews getting back to the bag well in time. 3-1. Fastball well low and in, snagged beautifully by Fitzgerald. It's ball 4 anyway to Groskuth, and runners now are on first and second with nobody out.
Connor Van Driesen's quickly losing control of the situation here on the mound, and now you have Trace Peterson, who's a big bat. He hasn't hit any home runs yet this year, only a couple of doubles, but certainly a big threat here.
Peterson laced a double down the left field line yesterday in his start against the Rome Generals. 2 for 4 on the day. He did score a run after reaching on the double. That came in the 8th inning. Also a single in the 4th. That was a scorching ground ball down the third base line. And he steps in with 2 runners on and nobody out in the first inning. Breaky ball is low and in the dirt for ball 1. Count 1 ball and no strikes to Peterson. As Van Driesen, without recording an out to this point in the inning, is approaching 20 pitches now against his 6th batter. 1-0. Fastball hit pretty well to left field off the end of the bat. Caught on a run by Matt Krause. And that is the first out of the ball game, mercifully so, for Sherrill. Take a look now at the Silversmith defense in the outfield from left to right. It is Matt Krause in left, Reese Armitage in center, and in right, Andrew Roden. In the infield on the left side, it's Sean Doherty at third, and Robert Armitage at shortstop. And then on the right side of the infield, Nate Cormier at second, Chris Turco at first, and catching balls and strikes is Matthew Fitzgerald. First one to DiFilippo is inside and gets him on the back. So Van Driesen hits his second batter of the inning, and the bases are loaded now with one away for Corbin Paxton.
Paxton's a guy who hasn't gotten a lot off the bat done so far this year. He has a couple of big triples, but also, again, a lefty hitter in that short porch in right field. Anything could happen here.
And he has been a good hitter in RBI situations to this point this year, and it seems like a lot of times when the Flames load the bases, he's the guy that steps up to the plate in the bottom of the order.
He had one base-clearing triple a few games back, and he also has another triple to his name that brought in a run or two.
6 RBIs on the year so far for Paxton. A couple sac flies to his name, as well as the RBI hits. As Fitzgerald went to the mound to talk to his battery mate Connor Van Driesen for just a second, give him some words of encouragement, trying to keep the game where it's at right now, already a 3-0 Flames lead. As here's the first one to Paxton, the fastball, the breaky ball rather, dips below the zone. Ball 1, the count 1 ball and no strikes. Paxton is the 8th batter of the inning for Onondaga. Already a pair of home runs that have scored, all 3 for the Flames, as the fastball finds the inside corner. Strike 1, the count evens up at a ball and a strike. And getting back to the All-Star game, for Sherrill, they have 2 All-Stars on their roster, both in the starting lineup today, out in the field right now. Both in the infield.
Both the corner infield.
1-1. Breaking ball well up and inside. It was actually over Paxton's head. Fitzgerald, though, kept it in front of him. Good job by him. 2 balls and a strike.
Talk about a hanging curveball. That one definitely looked like it wanted to break, but it just hung there and almost got Corbin Paxton in the back of the head.
A hanging breaking ball that was unhittable in the wrong way. Here's the 2-1 coming from Van Driesen to Paxton. And the pitch is a fastball chopped foul to the right side. Strike 2, the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The corner infielders today for the Silversmiths at third base, it's Sean Doherty. He is an all-star. And the other one, Chris Turco, who's having a great year so far for the Silversmiths. He's at first base. Here's the 2-2 from Van Driesen. Breaking ball just misses the outside corner. Good pitch, though, from Van Driesen, and the count runs full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. As Corbin steps back in. Matthews on third, Groskuth on second, and DiFilippo on first. Here's the payoff, and the fastball's hit into right field, and it drops in for a base hit. Jogging home is Matthews. Groskuth around his third and heads home. The throw is cut off, and Corbin Paxton drives in 2 more for the Flames. RBIs numbers 7 and 8 on the year for him, and it is 5-0 Onondaga here in the first inning.
Onondaga, again, they're known to take advantage of the big inning. It's been their detriment, and it's been their savior. Here, it seems like their savior to start this one.
Well, it's now their 4th consecutive crooked number on the scoreboard, going back to yesterday as Jack Cherno steps in the box with the runners on first and second and 1 away. 4 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th yesterday against Rome. As the first one to Cherno is a fastball over the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. And then, of course, already 5 here in the first inning. Cherno was a defensive substitution to begin the 5th inning yesterday. Played the rest of the game after that. As the off-speed is well outside for ball 1. Count evens up at a ball and a strike to Cherno. Came into play second base initially. He had 3 at-bats yesterday. 2 singles, and he also reached on an error. did score 2 runs. As the 1-1 is hit in the air to right field, that one drops in front of the right fielder Roden for a hit. DiFilippo rounds third, but holds up and puts on the brakes. Another hit for the Flames, and the bases are loaded with 1 away. And that brings up McLean O'Connor, who led off the game with a home run.
They've now batted around, and now McLean O'Connor with a chance to pound onto this lead.
3-1 count to O'Connor. He got a fastball over the outer part of the plate, and he whacked it over the wall in right field, just past where the Flames bullpen pitchers are sitting today, trying to get some shade in this humid weather, as O'Connor again hits in the air to right field. That one is out of here. 2 homers in 1 inning for McLean O'Connor, and this one's a grand slam to make it 9-0.
How about that? A bases clearing grand slam. Second home run of the inning for McLean O'Connor. Goes to show the power of the short porch in right field. The Flames taking full advantage of it here. I think the Flames last time they were here, they were very conscious of it. They were looking forward to putting the ball the opposite way. McLean O'Connor doing just that so far.
Have a day, McLean O'Connor, and it's only the first inning in a doubleheader. That brings up Adam Gordon, who reached on a hit batsman and scored his first time up. Virtually every Flame has scored at this point. Everybody except for Trace Peterson, who flied out to left field his first time up. First one to Gordon. A breaking ball dips below the zone. It's ball 1. The count, 1 ball and no strikes. Define crooked numbers, and you would say, 4, 3, 5 maybe. This is quite the crooked number here in the first inning as Gordon hits in the air to center field. That one is pretty deep, but getting there and making the catch is Reese Armitage, and that is the second out of the inning on a deep flyout.
I think Gordon was looking to pull that one about 20 more feet to the right, but, it was still good, solid contact. There's 2 away. Flames already have 9 runs on the board, and now you have Brian Hart up to bat, who also has a home run this inning.
Yeah, speaking of solid contact, the home run is second of the year. Every Flames hitter now after the O'Connor grand slam that's hit a home run has hit 2 as Hart hits it in the air to left field. That one is deep. And that one is off the wall. Hart rounds first and heads for second. The throw into second is just late. Hart is in standing up with another double. And the Flames have a runner in scoring position again with 2 away.
Brian Hart now halfway to the cycle here. This is really just getting out of hand for Connor Van Driesen. The Flames just have his number. That's Brian Hart's 6th double of the year. A stellar offensive performance from him and the rest of the Flames this inning.
And Connor Van Driesen's day is done. 9 runs for the Flames here in the top of the first inning on 3 home runs. Perhaps even another run or 2 before this one ends. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Welcome back to Flames Baseball. Colin Matthews steps in against a new pitcher for the Silversmiths. It is Adam Reisberg. out of Sol Virginia University. The left-handed pitcher on the mound, another lefty for the Silversmiths. He is making his 10th appearance of the season. And if you see our scorebook, well, it's been quite the drubbing so far by Onondaga offensively here in the top of the first inning. First one to Matthews is a fastball that just misses the outside corner. Ball one, the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Matthews is the 13th batter of the inning. The Flames have hit 3 home runs en route to scoring 9 runs to this point. Brian Hart's on second base, and the pitch is inside on Matthews. He had to hop out of the way. Had to do a little dance in the batter's box to avoid that baseball. 2 balls and no strikes for Riesberg coming out of the pen. He has two starts on the year.
Riesberg's hoping his season patterns don't continue. His ERA is above 8 at this point.
2-0. Fastball is in the dirt for ball 3. Count 3 balls and no strikes. And with this kind of big inning, that has to be tough as a Sherrill fielder, especially for catcher Matt Fitzgerald in this heat, to be out there for this long. As the 3-0 to Matthews is a fastball inside for ball 4. 4-pitch walk out of the pen for Riesberg, and 2 runners are on with 2 away here in the first inning.
Rhode Island Community College, number 24.
That brings up Jared Grosguth. Earlier in the inning, he drew a walk, came around to score on the 2-run single from Corbin Paxton. First one from Riesberg to him is a fastball inside again. Ball 1, the count, 1 ball and no strikes. 5 pitches for Riesberg out of the pen, and he's missed with all 5 to this point.
Again, probably being careful throwing to Jared Grosguth here. He can go opposite way, and he has 2 home runs on the year. One of them went off Motaka.
1-0. Fastball low and in again. 2 balls and no strikes. And I find it there are a lot of things interesting about this first inning by the Flames. Another thing is that the Silversmiths pitching since the Flames last faced them last week has improved. They have improved. As here's the 2-0. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. They rely on their offense more so than their pitching. But their pitching, as their offense has gone down a little bit statistically, their pitching has gone up. So it's definitely surprising for that reason alone, at least, to see this kind of inning as the breaking ball is high for ball 3. Count 3 balls and 1 strike to Grosguth. We'll see how Sherrill responds in the bottom of the first inning. As here is the 3-1 to Grosguth. Fastball on the inside corner. Count runs full and out of 3 balls and 2 strikes to the 14th batter of the inning. First and second, 2 away in a 9-0 ball game. Here's payoff to Grosguth. The fastball is outside for ball 4. He draws his second walk of the inning, and the first inning continues for Onondaga. The bases are loaded with 2 away for Trace Peterson. He flew out to left field his first time up. That pitch just got the end of his bat, and it was an easy play for Matt Krause in left field.
Worth noting, with that distinction, he is the only Flames player not to get on base so far.
First one to Peterson here is a fastball outside. Ball 1, the count 1 ball and no strikes.
You're noticing on the mound, Riesberg's fastballs have a lot of cut, and they tend to drift too far outside for his liking to stay in the strike zone.
A lot of two-seam movement on his fastball. As here is the 1-0 to Peterson. The fastball is well outside. That one was going outside regardless of the two-seam movement. 2 balls and no strikes as Matt Fitzgerald goes to the mound to talk to Riesberg.
You see a lot of those type of cutter pitches in this league because a lot of pitchers don't have the power arms that a lot of players at D1 levels in the Cape Cods or Northwoods types do. But they tend to be very effective with how they use their breaking pitches. That's why you see a lot of sidearmers in this league.
Flames have 4 of them, technically speaking.
Including 2 All-Stars.
Jimmy Flahive and Keon Taylor, along with Nick Garcia. The pitch is low and in for ball 3. The count 3 balls and no strikes to Peterson. And Riesberg is in danger of walking in the Flames' 10th run of the inning. 3-0 to Peterson. Fastball over the plate. A get-me-over fastball for strike 1. The count 3 balls and 1 strike. 13 pitches thrown so far by Riesberg out of the pen. 3 have hit the zone. Here's a 3-1. Fastball up and away for ball 4. RBI bases loaded walk for Trace Peterson, and the inning continues. 10-0 Flames.
And now with Trace Peterson drawing the walk, every single Flames player has gotten on base this inning.
And I am running out of space in my scorebook for just the first inning.
It's
right
becoming
now.
a trend on Twitter right now where you post messy scorebooks. This is one to post after the game
This is
today.
getting
This is a
posted
mess.
right away before game 2. First one to A.J. DiFilippo is a fastball that just misses the outside corner. That's ball 1. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Very long inning for the Silversmiths. This will be the 46th pitch thrown by Sherrill pitching. As the fastball's on the inside corner for strike 1, the count evens up at a ball and a strike. DiFilippo was hit by a pitch his first time up, so he didn't really get a chance to do much at the plate, but he got on base anyway.
And 2 home runs on the year for DiFilippo.
1-1 breaky ball is outside for ball 2. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. So you know he has a lot of power, especially after that long home run in his season debut. And we've already seen 1 grand slam in the inning. 3-1 grounded hard, but foul down the right side. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And if you're Gunnar Groen in the Flames dugout right now, A, you're getting a big lead, but B, you're sitting down for a long time. As here's the 2-2. DiFilippo swings and misses at a breaking ball in the dirt, and that will finally retire the side, but not before the Flames score 10 runs. Count them, 10 runs in the top of the first inning on the strength of 3 home runs, led by 3 home runs, and it is 10-0 Flames after just a half an inning of play from Sherrill. Welcome back to Flames Baseball. Already 10-0 Onondaga heading to the bottom of the first inning. Here is the Silversmith batting order put together by head coach Tim Bailey. Leading off is the second baseman Nate Cormier. Batting second is the third baseman and new all-star Sean Doherty. Batting third, Andrew Roden, the right fielder. Batting cleanup today is the first baseman Chris Turco, also an all-star. The shortstop Robert Armitage bats fifth. Batting sixth is Matt Fitzgerald, the catcher. The left fielder Matt Krause bats seventh. Batting eighth is the DH Sam Rowley. And batting ninth is the center fielder Reese Armitage. Here's the defensive alignment today for the Flames. In the outfield from left to right, it is A.J. DiFilippo at left. Adam Gordon in center, Colin Matthews in right. In the infield, on the left side, it is Jared Grosku at third, McLean O'Connor at short. On the right side, Jack Cherno at second, Corbin Paxton at first. Catching balls and strikes today is Trace Peterson. And starting on the bump for the Flames is Gunnar Groen.
Gunnar Groen, snubbed of an all-star bid this year. He's the only starting pitcher in the NYCBL in the top 5 in ERA, an ERA just over 2, partly buoyed by that 1-run, 3-hit shut complete game he had against the Silversmiths the last time out. It was not a shutout. There was 1 run, but only 3 hits allowed, and it was a complete game performance by Gunnar Groen. Just missed the cutoff for the all-star bid, unfortunately.
And we'll see how the Flames' 10-run first inning affects him, because with a very long inning, it's interesting how it affects pitchers. Some pitchers, you come out there firing with a shutdown inning. Others, it takes them a little bit to get their groove going. But we'll see how Gunnar does.
We've seen these last three games, at least coming out of the gate for these Flames pitchers, when they have the big cushion coming onto the mound, they usually pound out through innings. Riley Glenn didn't have more than four batters in one inning for the first 4 innings when the Flames took a 12-0 lead.
First pitch,
Rome.
Nate Cormier's grounded towards second. Good hop for Cherno. He takes his time and throws to first in time and on target for the first out of the game. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's a pretty good start for Gunnar, and the typical start as well.
We saw one of his last outings. He went 3 innings throwing only 18 pitches. He's not a guy to throw a lot. He's a real pitch-to-contact pitcher.
That outing came against the Olean Oilers. That was a 6-inning dominant performance against the Oilers that night. And he was down against the Silversmiths a week ago today at OCC. Here's the third baseman, Sean Doherty, and the first pitch fastball is on the inside corner. Strike 1, the count, no balls and 1 strike. Doherty, an all-star for plainly obvious reasons. He's the leading hitter on the Sherrill squad, among the league leaders in batting average at .412 in 17 games so far this year. As here's the 0-1. Fastball is popped up and out of play, rather off the netting behind home plate. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Surprisingly, no home runs for him on the year, but there are definitely about half the Silversmith roster is without a home run. 14 RBIs, though. 28 hits on the year. 2 triples and 4 doubles among those 28 hits. As here is the 0-2 from Gunnar. The breaking ball is hit in the air. A pop-up left side into shallow left. McLean O'Connor out from the shortstop position makes the catch. And there are 2 away quickly here in the first inning.
Again, this is very typical of Gunnar Groen, working quickly through this inning. Only 4 pitches in these first 2 at-bats.
To this point, he does not look, quote-unquote, rattled by the very, very long layoff. He is taking the lead in stride, and he's getting comfortable on the mound right away. 4 pitches and 2 outs, and that brings up the right fielder, Andrew Roden. Here's the first one from Gunnar to him, and it's a hard grounder towards second, snagged by Cherno. He throws to first in time for the out, and that will retire the side. After a 10-run first by the Flames offense, Gunnar Groen goes to the mound and only needs 5 pitches to get all 3 Silversmith batters out. It's 10-0 Flames after 1 inning of play. Welcome back, everybody. Flames leading 10-0 after 1 inning of play against the Sherrill Silversmiths. Eric Moon, Brandon Ross with you this afternoon for Game 1 of a doubleheader between the Flames and the Silversmiths. Corbin Paxton, the 8-hitter in the order to lead things off in the top of the second inning. 8th batter in the order after 16 stepped up to the plate in that first inning to score 10 runs, and Paxton drills one to right field. That one is gone into the trees. Home run, Corbin Paxton. 4th of the day already for the Flames. And on the first pitch of the inning, he adds a run to the lead. It's 11-0.
That's his first home run of the year and also his 3rd RBI of the day. The Flames are being very productive from top to bottom in this batting order. The 8-hitter going deep.
You can already say for anybody on this Flames squad, have yourself a day. And we have just started the second inning in the first game of a doubleheader. That gives you an idea of how dominant this start has been by the Flames.
I can't wait to see how messy this scorebook is going to be.
Mine is already very messy. Here's Jack Cherno. First pitch fastball is in the lower third. Strike one. The count is no balls and one strike. A single for him his first time up. Dropped in front of the right fielder Andrew Roden his first time up, who's had a lot of action today as the breaking ball is up and in on Cherno. Ball one. The count evens up at a ball and a strike. A couple singles dropped in front of him, and he has also seen a lot of balls go over his head and into the trees and over the fence.
A lot of them going right into the lap of the Flames bullpen out there in right field.
1-1. Breaking ball stays high to Cherno. That's ball two. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. Flames bullpen is positioned beyond the outfield fence in right to sit in the shade in this humid day. The actual bullpen is down the right field line as the fastball catches the outside corner for strike 2. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the aggressive approach for the Flames as of late has paid off once again today. As the 2-2 is popped up left side and out of play. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And something the coaches have been preaching all year. We've said it about a gajillion times to this point. Quality at bats. We've seen a lot from Jack Cherno already this year, and we're seeing more of an aggressive approach since this past weekend. As Cherno grounds one up the middle, that one is through for a base hit past the diving second baseman Nate Cormier. Cherno's 2 for 2 today, and the hitting parade continues.
Whatever is in the Flames' water today, whether they're having any water because they're so flaming hot, they just have the pitcher staff's number here. They're not going down easily. They're only three outs so far through 2 times through the rotation. It's insane.
Well, and here's McLean O'Connor, who is, well, he's hitting pretty well to begin this game so far today at the top of the order. Runner on first, nobody out. First pitch, fastball is on the inside corner, strike 1, the count 0-1. First at-bat in the first inning, went deep to right field for a leadoff home run to put the Flames ahead. Second at-bat in the first inning, grand slam the other way to right center field. So he's driven in 5 and hit his first 2 home runs of the year. As the breaking ball is in the upper third of the zone. Count is quickly 0-2 on O'Connor.
Something worth keeping note of with McLean O'Connor, he's one of the few D1 guys on either of these squads, so he's seen pitching far beyond the level we're seeing in this league.
Out of UC Santa Barbara, as the 0-2 breaking ball is well up and outside. Snagged beautifully by Fitzgerald. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to O'Connor. Entered the game with 2 RBIs on the year. He's already at more than tripled his total to 7 on the year. And he arrived with the team last week, and as O'Connor hits it in the air to right field, that one will stay in the park this time, and Roden makes the catch for the first out of the inning. It was still pretty deep, given the short porch, but he definitely got under that one.
Number 22, Adam Gordon.
Here's Adam Gordon. His 2 at-bats in the first inning were resulted in a hit batsman. He scored a run, and they flied out to pretty deep center field as well. First one, rather the throw over to first is not in time from Riesberg, not even a tag applied by Chris Turco. First one at Gordon, a breaky ball stays high. That's ball 1, the count. 1 ball and no strikes. The weather today is around 93, 95 degrees right now, but there are thunderstorms potentially on the way in a few hours as the fastball is inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Gordon. At 5 o'clock at last check, there was a 60% chance of thunderstorms in the area and a massive, massive temperature drop once the thunderstorms get here, if they do. Massive cold front, which will be a nice breath of fresh air for everybody here. As the fastball is over the plate for strike 1, the count 2 balls and 1 strike. We're talking a 13-degree temperature drop at last check to 81 degrees, which, you know, it's still pretty hot. It's summer weather, but it'll feel like 50. They're over to first from Riesberg, not in time.
I think the more crazy thing is the fact that given the timing on that, we were anticipating just we were going to get the first game in, whether we were going to get part of the second game in was in question. We might not even finish this first game at this rate.
We'll see how long it goes. 2-1 to Gordon, grounded hard but foul down the right field line. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 33 pitches now in the day for Reesburg. That brings the total up to 64 for Sherrill pitching through an inning and a third so far. As Gordon steps in again. We see a lot of left-handed batters in the Flames order with the short porch and right, even against left-handed pitching, as Gordon reaches at a high fastball and chops it off his foot. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Usually that lefty-lefty matchup is the one you try to avoid with a left-handed pitcher on the mound, but that's something Mike Cordero and the Flames are just not afraid of at all, and it's not affecting them, as you can see on the scoreboard, at all.
Well, clearly they're trying to get over the right field porch there.
2-2. Hard grounder hops over the glove of Turco down the right field line for a hit. Cherno rounds second and heads for third. The throw is back into the infield, and Cherno speeds to third. Runners at the corners with 1 away.
Now batting from Brian
First hit of the day for Adam Gordon.
Brian Hart.
That brings up Brian Hart, who has hit a home run, a 2-run home run in this game, and also nearly hit a second. A double to left field. Hit the fence on the fly. As the first one to Hart is fouled away to the right side. That's strike 1. The count, no balls and 1 strike. He has shown off his power as of late with some doubles to the power alley at OCC. And, of course, with the home run and the double so far today. As here's the 0-1. Hart fouls it back for strike 2 in the count. Now, no balls and 2 strikes quickly on Hart.
Those have been a pair of inside-out swings for Hart. You could tell he's trying to go the other way this time.
He went the other way with his home run in the first inning. That went out to right center field, just to the left of the Flames bullpen. 0-2. Pitches well outside. Fitzgerald was setting up there, though. A waste pitch for ball 1, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the shade starts to move, well, behind us, as Hart swings and misses at a breaky ball for strike 3. That is out number 2 on the first strikeout. The second strikeout of the day by Sherrill pitching.
Number 23, Colin.
When we got here around noon today, the shade was under the canopy that we're sitting under right now, but the sun, the way it's going, from east to west, of course, the shade is moving to the other side of the concession stand. As the first pitch fastball to Colin Matthews is on the inside corner, no balls and 1 strike. So there goes our cool shade, B. Ross.
You hate to see it.
You really do.
Well, at least for you.
0-1 is low and in. Ball 1. Fitzgerald kept it in front of him to keep Adam Gordon at first base. 1 ball and 1 strike. It'll get to you. Trust me. It'll get to you in the next hour or 2.
I mean, I'm right under this canopy.
Oh, thank goodness now. A cloud has blocked the sun for just a brief moment.
We'll take all the solace we can get out here.
1-1 to Matthews, and the breaking ball is well up and outside. Ball 2, the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. One run home this inning for the Flames. Runners at the corners right now as Matthews lines it towards right center. It drops in for a base hit past the glove of Cormier. Cherno jogs in and scores. Gordon's at second base. And Matthews drives in a run of his own to make it a dozen for the Flames in the first inning and 2/3.
Rhode Island Community College, number 24, Jared Grosskopf.
The RBI for Matthews is his 11th of the season, good enough for 4th on the team. And that brings up Jared Grosskopf with the runners on first and second and 2 away. First one to him, a breaking ball catches the inside corner. That is strike 1. The count is no balls and 1 strike. Grosskopf so far has not had an official at-bat, just a pair of walks. And he has scored a run to this point. 0-1. Pitch is well low and inside. Grosskopf had to lean out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Grosskopf.
Grosskopf, one of 3 Flames players to not have a hit today. The others being right behind him in Trace Peterson and A.J. DiFilippo, but both of them have reached base.
1-1. Grosco swings and misses at the fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Every Flames hitter has reached base so far today, at least once.
Most of them twice.
Most of them twice, as this is already the third turn through the order. Reesberg has the sign. Here's a 1-2, and Grosco swings and misses. Foul tips it into the mitts, and that is strike 3 and out number 3 here in the second inning. But the Flames add 2 more. Home run to lead off the inning for Corbin Paxton and an RBI single from Colin Matthews, and it's 12-0 for Onondaga after an inning and a half. Welcome back, everybody. Flames ahead 12-0 after an inning and a half from Noyes Park in Sherrill, New York. 4-5-6 in the Silversmith order to lead things off in the bottom of the second. Chris Turco, the first baseman, to lead things off. In a 7-inning game, a little more difficult to try and mount a comeback. But if there's any team in any park that can do it, it's certainly the Silversmiths here at Noyes Park.
And Turco would be the guy to start it off. 7 home runs this year so far.
First one to him from Gunnar Groen is a line shot past the diving O'Connor into center field for a base hit. Turco doesn't get all of it, but he gets enough, and that's the first hit and base runner of the day for the Silversmiths. And the All-Star reaches base to lead off the inning on the first pitch, which brings up the shortstop, Robert Armitage. Big hole on the right side with middle infielders in double play depth, and Corbin Paxton covering the first base bag for a potential pickoff. Breaking ball is in the dirt and blocked beautifully by Peterson. Ball 1, the count. 1 ball and no strikes to begin the at-bat. Robert is batting .338 through 21 games in the year. 26 hits is good enough for third on the team. As here's the 1-0 from Gunnar, and the fastball is chopped foul to the left side, down the left field line. Count evens up at a ball and a strike.
You can see Gunnar Groen on the mound trying to get through these batters quickly. That's consistent with his style of play. He only has 9 strikeouts in 31 innings pitched. That's because he's a real pitch-to-contact guy. He likes to get a lot of ground balls and easy flies.
If I'm correct, he only had 3 strikeouts, probably less, against the Silversmiths in his complete game last Monday.
That is
Breaking
correct.
ball stays high for ball 2. The count 2 balls and 1 strike.
Came into the game with 6 strikeouts. In those 9 innings, he got 3 more.
He pitches quickly, but not when it comes to pace. He has a slower pace on the mound, but he pitches quickly because he pitches to contact. 2-1 hard liner through the middle and a base hit again for the Silversmiths, and then it skips by Adam Gordon just behind him. Heading to third base is Chris Turco. He holds up there. Armitage to second. It'll be a single and an E8. 2 runners on with nobody away to begin the second inning for the Silversmiths.
I don't know if you've ever practiced with one of those balls designed to take weird hops. That's what it looked like right there. It took series of bad hop after bad hop after bad hop out there in the field. It went bouncing left to right in front of Adam Gordon. It just went past it, and that allowed for the second base to be taken by both runners.
So Sherrill has a golden opportunity to get on the scoreboard and begin a comeback attempt against the Flames. As Matt Fitzgerald, the catcher, steps up to the plate with 2 runners in scoring position to begin the inning. First one to him is a fastball fouled back to the screen, just to the right of Brandon if there was no screen.
I have good reflexes. I could take it.
Sure you can. Sure you can. Can your car take it?
We don't talk about my car.
0-1 the count to Fitzgerald. And the answer actually is yes, his car can take it. 0-1. Breaky ball popped up into left field. That's actually hit pretty deep. DiFilippo trailing back towards the fence. He makes the catch. The throw is into the infield, cut off by O'Connor. The only player to tag is Chris Turco from third. He scores, and the Silversmiths have their first run of the ball game. It's 12-1 on an RBI sac fly from Matt Fitzgerald, his 16th RBI of the season.
Hey, they just need to get back piece by piece if they want any chance to stay in this game, and that's just one way to do it.
So 1 on the board now for the Silversmiths, and that brings up the left fielder Matt Krause, who has played in 22 games entering this one so far this year. That's second most on the team among hitters. First pitch breaky ball is a beauty for Gunner. Strike 1, the count, no balls, and 1 strike. Fitzgerald just behind Armitage and Chris Turco in RBIs on the Sherrill squad. Turco leads the whole league in RBIs with 28 of them. This time he scores the run. 0-1 breaky ball low and away. Tried to get Krause to chase, and he offered for a second but chose to hold up. Ball and a strike, the count to Krause. This time Turco scored his 18th run of the year, which is tied for first on the team with Reese Armitage. One to Grown. To Krause, rather, and the fastball is high. 2 balls and a strike to the Silversmith left fielder. Krause out of American International College, one of 4 Silversmith players from American International, teammates of Jimmy Flahive of the Flames. As here's the 2-1. Fastball is low and in. 3 balls and a strike to Krause. First 3-ball count of the day for Gunner on the mound. And a good hitter scout here for Krause, meanwhile. Gunner has the sign ready to deal, the 3-1. Cherno leans towards second base for potential pickoff. Now 3-1 is popped up into right center field. Cherno out towards it and making a diving attempt is Matthews. It pops out of his glove. Cherno picks it up, and on to third base is Armitage. That'll count as a single after the dive-in attempt for Matthews. Just some bad luck because the ball just didn't quite stay in his glove after the front flip.
Killer effort there by Matthews, but you got to keep it in the glove if you want to record the out. That's just basic baseball.
So runners are at the corners now, and 1 away, and that brings up the designated hitter, Sam Rowley, out of Hamilton College. Interesting note, one of the top 3 colleges for my little brother, who is going to be a senior in high school this coming academic year, as the first pitch is fouled away to the left side. Strike 1, the count, no balls and 1 strike. Even more important fact, though, my father is a Hamilton alumnus, member of the alumni.
Are we going to see another Moon Man in the booth, or is that too far-fetched?
I don't know. He'll be here this week. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see what the future holds for the younger Moon. What's his name?
His name is Christopher. Here's the 0-1. Breaky ball is low and away. Ball one, the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Third of 3 Moon Boys in the family. My older brother Alex will be a senior at Georgia Tech this fall.
Studying smart people stuff, I would
Oh,
imagine.
yes. Yes, he is studying computer science right now. He's smarter than the rest of us by a long shot. 1-1. Fastball on the inside corner. Strike 2. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rowley. As Gunnar has now reached 20 pitches on his outing today. Up to 15 in the inning after a 5-pitch first inning. Peterson sets up outside. As here is the 1-2 from Groen, and the fastball just misses the outside corner. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rowley. Rowley on the year has only 1 RBI. That came on a home run. He has a chance to make it 2, 3, or maybe even 4 right here with runners at the corners and 1 away. 2-2. Fastball just inside. Ball 3. The count runs full down to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Rowley, for his own right, is pretty smart, majoring in economics and mathematics at Hamilton College, and he's minoring in government, something you know a little bit about, Brandon, just to say the least.
Just to say the least.
Yeah, you know a little bit about government. We'll just go with that. So the count now full to Sam Rowley at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gunnar has the sign ready to deal the payoff. Here it is. And the fastball is low for ball 4, almost in the dirt. And Sherrill loads the bases with 1 away. And that brings up the center fielder, Reese Armitage.
We talk about how Gunnar Groen doesn't strike out a lot of batters. He doesn't walk a lot either. That's only his 9th walked allowed in his entire year.
And that brings a visit from Robert Anders, the pitching coach, to the bump to talk with Gunnar, Trace, and the entire Flames infield. Trying to keep the seismic lead on the scoreboard at this point. If Sherrill is able to drive in some more runs, they've already begun the comeback by scoring a run so far this inning. And it doesn't take long in this ballpark, especially to come back from a 12-run deficit if you're able to.
And Armitage, a lefty, and so that porch in right field looks even shorter.
A couple jersey changes, too, today for Chris Turco and Reese Armitage. Their jersey numbers changed, probably because they forgot their jersey. That's the usual reason. As the first one to Armitage is a fastball over the plate for a strike 1. The count, no balls and 1 strike. Turco, usually number 35, is wearing number 6 today. And Reese Armitage, usually number 33, is wearing number 23 today. There is no 23 or 6 on the Sherrill roster. As here is the 0-1. Fastball in the lower third of the zone. That's strike 2. The count, no balls and 2 strikes. But if there is time for a strikeout with Gunnar Groen, it would be right here for an unproductive out. Gunnar looking in for the sign. He has it from Trace Peterson. And here is the 0-2. Fastball is grounded hard up the middle, snagged it short by O'Connor. He takes the bag in time. Throw to first in time for the out, and that is an inning-ending double play. Better than an unproductive strikeout at the plate, and the Flames get out of it. 1 run, though, for Sherrill. They are on the scoreboard, but the Flames still have a seismic lead. It's 12-1.
number 17.
Top of the third inning here at Noe's Park in Sherrill, New York. Flames up early in this one and by a lot. 12-1 after 2 innings of play. It's Trace Peterson leading off the third inning for the Flames. And the first pitch from Adam Riceberg is a strike right down the middle. Count 0-1. Peterson so far 0 for 1, fly out to left and walked his last time up. The 0-1 misses outside, so a ball and a strike here to Peterson. Riceberg has been in mostly as damage relief after Van Driesen allowed 10 earned runs in the first. The 1-1 pitch, a breaking pitch that doesn't cut into the zone, so the count's 2 balls and a strike.
And Riceberg is already up to 50 pitches in his outing today, but certainly an improvement from the start by Van Driesen.
2-1 is ripped down the left field line. Drifting back is Matt Krause. He watches that one off the wall. And that one bounces it right back to Krause, and it'll field it in, and it'll be a double to lead off the inning for Trace Peterson. Now only 2 Flames left in the starting lineup without a hit.
And you say it like a countdown at this point because it's only the third inning. The Flames have 12 runs. You know, with that, we don't even know how many hits they have at this point. We've lost track. That just shows how good the offense has been today.
The only 2 other hitters without a hit, Jared Groskuth, who ended last inning, and A.J. DiFilippo up to bat now. First pitch almost hits his head. DiFilippo ducks out of the way, and the count's 1-0.
And just to keep track, I just counted the hits now, 12 on the day for the Flames.
DiFilippo so far 0 for 1, a strikeout to end the first, and earlier in the first he was hit by a pitch. The 1-0 misses in the dirt again, so 2 balls and no strikes here to DiFilippo. A real hitter's count for a guy who has the power to pull it over that short porch in right field.
And of the 12 hits today for the Flames, 7 have gone for extra bases. 4 homers, 3 doubles.
Interesting note, the short porch is in right field, but with that Trace Peterson double, we've seen a couple players almost hit it out to left. The 2-0 breaking pitch catches the outside corner, so a strike here on DiFilippo, and the count's 2-1.
Well, it's a smaller park in general. It's about 310, maybe even 320 down the left field line. So, something the Sherrill staff told us 2 weeks ago when we were here.
2-1. Breaking pitch just misses inside, so now 3 balls and a strike here to DiFilippo. And now Riceberg in danger of walking yet another runner on base.
Something they told us was that you don't see as many home runs as you might think to the short porch in right field. You see plenty to left as well.
3-1 is popped up right side foul territory. Drifting under that one is Fitzgerald, and he leaps to make the catch, but it falls out of his glove as he hits the ground. He kicks himself over that one. It's going to be a full count on A.J. DiFilippo as Fitzgerald's frustrated, going back behind home plate, has to put that equipment back on this hot day here in Sherrill.
And I'm not sure if the ball was even in his glove. It was a nice diving attempt, and I think it just ticked off his glove and to the ground down the right side. Good effort, though, by the Silversmiths fielders.
So now Trace Peterson leads off his second base with no one away in the top of the third. DiFilippo facing a full count. Adam Riceberg looks back to second base and deals the payoff pitch. That one's popped up foul behind home plate into the parking lot and doesn't hit my car, thank God, and the count stays at 3-2.
And you parked your car far enough away, I think, today.
Just barely.
Just barely. That was into the street, so it wasn't even in the parking lot.
DiFilippo back in the box. Riceberg, the lefty, against the lefty, DiFilippo, the 3-2. Caught on and missed on the breaking ball. Got DiFilippo to chase that one out of the zone. That's the second strikeout of the day for A.J. DiFilippo, and there's one away here in the third, and that'll bring up Corbin Paxton.
And both of those strikeouts came on that exact same pitch, the breaking ball that right out of his hand looks like it's going to be a fastball over the middle of the plate, and they both came on 2-strike counts. Well, rather 3-2 and 2-2 counts this time around. And then it just dips low and away, and that's tough for left-handed hitter to see coming out of the left-handed pitcher's hands.
Riceberg, the first pitch to Corbin Paxton is a cut fastball that misses inside, and the count's 1-0. Paxton 2 for 2 on the day, halfway to the cycle. A 2-run single back in the first and a solo home run back in the second. The 1-0. Breaking pitch misses low near the dirt. Fitzgerald's able to pick that one up, and the count's 2-0.
Yeah, and I think the triple is usually the hardest part of the cycle, but with a small park like this, it's pretty much impossible to hit one.
2-0. Fastball misses low and inside, so 3 balls and no strikes here to Corbin Paxton.
The Flames do have the most triples in the league, though, with 12 of them, and that shows that they take advantage of their big park at OCC.
It would most likely have to come on a diving attempt that misses, and the 3-0 is a fastball right down the middle. Corbin Paxton did not have the green light, and so a 3-1 count here to the first baseman.
And Paxton has hit a triple already this year. Rather, he's hit 2 of them for the Flames. Tied for second on the team.
He hit those into the power alley back at OCC Stadium, the 3-1. Misses outside and low for ball 4, so 2 runners on with 1 away for the Flames. Corbin Paxton reaches base for the 3rd time today, and that brings up Jack Cherno, the second baseman and the 9-hitter.
And he's another one of those players for the Flames today that's just been consistent at the plate. He's scored a couple runs. He's 2 for 2 with a couple hits.
No runs batted in for Cherno, but he has scored twice on his own. He has a runner in scoring position and another runner standing on first base with 1 away here in the top of the 3rd, maintaining a 12-1 lead. And Riceburg deals the first pitch, and that one's grounded sharply over to Turco. Goes off his arm, rebounded by Cormier over at second base, but everyone's going to be safe. That was a tough one to snag, and that'll be recorded as a hit for Jack Cherno, his 3rd single of the day, and now the bases are loaded for the Flames with 1 away.
And that's a hit because that ball was scalded into the ground. It took a bad bounce on Turco, ticked off his glove. Nice diving grab by Cormier, but there was no play to be made. And now the bases are loaded again for guess who?
McLean O'Connor, the top of the order. 2 home runs on the day. Flew out to right his last time up. That one almost got out of the park. First pitch to O'Connor is grounded over to short, backhanded by Armitage. He makes the easy throw over to third for the easy out. Trace Peterson comes around to score. So now 13-1, the Flames lead, but now 2 away in the inning.
And that's all you have to do. You do whatever you can to score runs in this ball game. That's what the Flames have done over the past few games. It's what they're doing again today, though they have taken advantage of the small park and hit 4 long balls, almost as many as they had coming into this game this season. And that's the first time today O'Connor hasn't hit a fly ball towards right field.
So now 2 away for the Silversmiths, but far from out of the woods. Runners on first and second with 2 away for Adam Gordon, who is 1 for 2 on the day. The first pitch is a check swing. He does go around, and that'll be an 0-1 count here to Adam Gordon. Gordon, a single his last time up, flew out to center and was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Sean Doherty playing in at third base, anticipating anything funny, as that pitch misses inside, almost catches Gordon on the head, but he has to duck out of the way. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Gordon.
Pitch count getting pretty high for Adam Riceburg. He's at 67 now, and warming up in the pen for the Silversmiths is Rylan Baker.
Rylan Baker has faced the Flames this year. That one's grounded foul down the first base line. So it'll be a 1-2 count here to Adam Gordon. Gordon with 2 on, 2 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. Flames maintaining a 13-1 lead. And now only less than 3 innings into this ball game, the Flames have now scored 50 runs in less than 4 games.
Quite the number. You're going to win a lot of games when you score that many runs in that short of a time span.
The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, so 2 balls and 2 strikes to Adam Gordon.
And a correction, it's not Rylan Baker warming up in the bullpen. He's just catching the bullpen tosses. However, we cannot tell who the pitcher warming up in the pen is for Sherrill, blocked by the fence on the right field line.
2-2 misses in the dirt, so a full count here to Adam Gordon with 2 on and 2 away in the top of the 3rd. Flames still with a 12-run lead.
You're seeing more of an aggressive approach from the Flames in these last 4 games, but of course, you're still going to see quality at bats, and that's what's great about this offense right now. Mixing an aggressive approach with a patient approach, and it's working beautifully so far.
Riceburg steps off. Both runners retreat back to the bags, and he'll step back on the rubber with a full count here to deal to Adam Gordon. Gordon looking to drive in another run for the Flames, possibly even 2 or 3. The payoff. Fastball misses inside for ball 4, so now the bases are loaded for the Flames with 2 away, and that'll bring up Brian Hart, who has also gone yard today.
He's gone yard, and he's also hit a double. He almost went yard twice.
Brian Hart.
as he hit a fly ball off the fence in left field.
That one almost going over. Hit about halfway up the fence out there. First pitch to Hart is popped up foul down the first base line over towards the neighbor's house across the street. Almost hits a car in the middle of the road. Thankfully, no one's injured, and the count's 0-1.
And the storm clouds are starting to come in now here at Noyes Park.
The 0-1 to Hart. Misses inside, gets behind Fitzgerald, and coming around to score is Jack Turno from third. So it's now a 14-1 ball game as Adam Gordon advances to second, and advancing to third base is McLean O'Connor.
And that's a pitch that just gets away from Riceburg and that comes with fatigue because he's only pitched 2 innings to this point, and he has 73 pitches already, allowing 4 runs on the scoreboard. That's just fatigue, especially on a hot day like this.
So now 14-1 the score, now 52 runs in the last 4 games for the Flames. The 0-1 misses low, and a ball and a strike here to Brian Hart.
See,
2 balls and 1 strike to Brian Hart.
Almost 13 runs per game coming into this one. You would love to see that number again, of course.
The 2-1 misses in the dirt. Fitzgerald able to keep that one in front of him. So now 3 balls and a strike here to Brian Hart, as there are already 2 runners in scoring position. And if a pitch is given for Hart to hit, that could be disastrous for the Silversmiths.
And for the runs, I did not expect to see this many this early, to say the least.
And the 3-1 misses high for ball 4, so Hart walks over to first. Again, the bases are loaded with 2 away for the Flames, and that'll bring up Colin Matthews, who also has 2 hits today. Hasn't not reached base so far. He's reached base every time up. A double, a single, and a walk so far.
Similar day to Corbin Paxton. He's reached base in all 3 plate appearances, 2 hits, and a walk.
So it's McLean O'Connor off of third base. It's Adam Gordon off of second, and Brian Hart off of first. First pitch from Riceburg to Colin Matthews is a cut fastball, misses outside, and the count's 1-0. Matthews drove in a run with his single back in the second inning. The 1-0 is chopped foul behind home plate, and so the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Riceburg working quickly here, trying to get out of this disastrous inning as the Flames maintaining a 14-1 lead. The 1-1 is ripped back to center field, but right into the waiting arms of Reese Armitage, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. The Flames get 3 more this inning, actually rather 2 more this inning, and at the end of 2.5 innings of play, the Flames still lead 14-1. Bottom of the third inning here at Noyes Park in Sherrill, New York. The Flames put 2 more runs up in the top half, now lead 14-1 over the Sherrill Silversmiths. It'll be the top of the order to start off the bottom half of the inning, and Nate Cormier, who grounded out to second in his first at-bat. Gunnar Groen out for his third inning of work, went through the first inning quickly, not so much in the second inning, but able to mitigate the damage and only allow 1 run. The first pitch to Cormier, a fastball, misses low, and the count's 1-0 to start the third.
And this was the part of the order that Gunnar eased by his first time through the order. 5 pitches, 3 outs against them.
So in the top of the order, Grosguth at third base, playing in closer to the infield grass. The 1-0. Fastball's popped up behind home plate, but foul over towards the parking lot behind us, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike. Cormier entering this ball game, 287, 3 extra base hits to his name, no home runs so far on the year. The 1-1. Breaking ball grounded over between third and short. A diving stop by McLean O'Connor. He throws it over to first, but it won't get there in time, and it'll get past Corbin Paxton. And so getting in there with a single is going to be Nate Cormier, and he'll advance to second on the throwing error by O'Connor.
This is one of those situations as an infielder where you just have to eat it. O'Connor made the diving stop. It's a great job of keeping the ball from going into left field, but even with the gun of the arm he had no chance at getting Cormier at first base. And now there's a runner in scoring position with nobody out to begin the inning.
We've seen O'Connor make that mistake a couple of times this season, and now it's Sean Doherty, one of the leading hitters in the entire league and an all-star, up to bat for the Silversmiths as that one skied out to right center field. Taking a few steps to his left is Adam Gordon. He makes a basket catch out of right center. Tagging up is Cormier. He'll get into third standing, and now 1 away here in the top of the third, and now Nate Cormier advances to third base.
I was surprised that play was even close, but then again, I shouldn't be with this Flames outfield because Gordon caught it near the track. He turned around and he just gunned it towards third base, and it was a one-hopper.
And so now 1 away with a runner 90 feet from scoring for the Silversmiths. That brings up Andrew Roden, the right fielder, a recently graduated high school senior who is headed in the fall to University of Massachusetts at Lowell. Groen working out of the stretch as he always does, even without runners on base. First pitch, a breaking ball right over the heart of the plate, and the count's 0-1 to start this at bat. Groen's good not to throw too many wild pitches, which is something that a lot of Flames pitchers have had trouble with, and so there's not too much of a danger of that happening with a runner on third base only 90 feet away from touching home. 0-1, a fastball catches the top half of the plate. Roden frustrated with that call, and the count's 0-2.
Well, it's a good pitch from Gunnar Groen anyway. It's caught the inside corner. It was very close if it didn't catch the inside corner, but it is a strike.
If the Flames didn't have this big of a lead, the infield would probably be playing entirely in, but normal depth as they hold a 13-run cushion. The 0-2, a fastball misses inside, so a ball and 2 strikes here on Andrew Roden with a runner on third and only 1 away.
Well, it's something you can't forget about. With the exception of the game against Cortland, the Flames pitching has done a great job at keeping other teams off the scoreboard during this winning streak.
Groen deals the 1-2. Fastball ripped foul over towards the recreational building across the street. And the count's going to be staying at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Roden steps back into the box. 1-2 count here. Runner on third, only 1 away. Cormier takes a big lead off of third base. And Groen deals the 1-2. Fastball misses in the dirt, able to be blocked by Trace Peterson. Prevents that one from getting away, something that he doesn't struggle too much with. And the count's going to stay, rather the count's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 count here to Roden. Groen looks over to third where Cormier has a big lead. He deals. Breaking pitch catches him out in front after Groen pulls the string, and strikeout on Andrew Roden. Now 2 away here in the bottom of the third, and that brings up Chris Turco, who has 1 of 3 hits for the Sherrill Silversmiths so far today.
Number 6, Chris Turco.
That's the first strikeout of the day for Gunnar Groen, his 10th of the season in 6 starts. Turco's the only run to score so far for Sherrill as well. 2 away, runner on third. Flames with a 14-1 lead. The first pitch misses inside near the ankles, and the count's 1 ball and no strikes. Chris Turco, a big power threat. He hasn't taken advantage of the right field porch so far, but still 7 home runs on the year for the first baseman, who was recently named to the All-Star team this afternoon. Groen deals. Chopped on the ground towards third, fielded on the easy hop by Groskuth. He shoots it over to first for the final out of the bottom of the 3rd inning. And quick, easy inning with a runner threatening to score on third, but Groen able to keep him from scoring. At the end of 3, the Flames have a 14-1 lead here at Noyes Park. Top of the 4th inning here at Noyes Park. Flames still with a 14-1 lead. It'll be a new pitcher after Adam Reisberg is done for the day. He allowed 4 earned runs in 2 1/3 innings of work. It's Alvin Vega now on the mound for the Silversmiths out of Canisius College, number 13. So far, he's appeared in 2 games so far, pitching only 3 innings. In that time, he has allowed 4 earned runs. Jared Groskuth leading off this inning for the Onondaga Flames. The first pitch, a fastball, misses outside, and the count's 1-0. Vega throwing heat, working from the side as Groskuth comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a pair of walks. The 1-0 fastball catches the outside corner, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike. Groskuth came around to score when he reached in the first inning, got stranded at second, back to end the second inning. That pitch catches the strike zone, so a ball and 2 strikes here on Groskuth. Vega out in front with Groskuth to start this inning. 1-2 count. The pitch misses outside, so 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Groskuth to start this inning. Trace Peterson waiting on deck. Peterson doubled in the last inning. The 2-2. Fastball misses low, and it's actually ball 4. I misread one of the calls earlier, so that's ball 4, and Groskuth walks over to first base. And so a runner on with no one away here in the top of the 4th inning, and that brings up Peterson, who is 1 for 2 with a double, a flyout, and a walk to his name.
Good at bat to start the inning for Groskuth, and it's already his 3rd walk of the day in 4 plate appearances.
And so now the first pitch to Peterson, a fastball, catches the outside corner, and Peterson behind in the count 0-1. It's been a mess on the pitching mound for the Sherrill Silversmith. Gunnar Groen has been able to have quick innings as the 0-1 fastball catches the outside corner. Peterson disagreed with the call, and the count's 0-2. Grosguth with a very short lead off of first base. Middle infield at double play depth. 0-2. Chopped on the ground on the breaking ball. Could be 2. Armitage flips over to Cormier for 1. On to first in time for the double play. So a 6-4-3 to get the runners out at second and first. And that'll bring up A.J. DiFilippo with 2 outs in the inning.
A pretty solid ground ball from Peterson. It solidly hits. It was just hit hard enough for the Silversmiths able to turn the double play. And it was turned beautifully.
And so DiFilippo, one of the few Flames players without a hit today. He's got a pair of strikeouts and was hit by a pitch back in the first. DiFilippo, the lefty against the righty Vega. That one's fouled right back towards the recreational building across the street, and the count's 0-1.
A ripper, but well late on that fastball.
You know what? That one's ripped down the left side, and it falls for a base hit. So a 2-out single here for A.J. DiFilippo, and now Jared Grosguth is the only remaining Onondaga Flame without a hit in the starting lineup.
Well, it's a great piece of hitting by DiFilippo because he got the he took the fastball from Vega in the last at-bat, and he timed his swing to the fastball to get adjusted to the at-bat, and he went the other way with it instead of hitting it well foul to the left side.
And so now it's 2 away here for Corbin Paxton with a runner on first. Corbin Paxton 2 for 2, a walk, a single, and a home run to his name. 3 runs batted in. First pitch fastball misses inside, and the count's 1-0. Paxton having the performance of the season so far. He came in with a pair of triples, but his batting average was left much to be desired. As he's only hitting 154, that pitch, a wild pitch, gets behind Matt Fitzgerald, and A.J. DiFilippo advances to second. So now the Flames have a runner in scoring position with 2 away in the top of the 4th inning. Corbin Paxton with a chance to drive in his 4th RBI. Paxton steps back into the box, the left-handed hitter against the righty Vega. Vega quickly steps off and gets back on the mound. DiFilippo taking a short lead off of second base. Vega gets set and deals from the stretch. 1-0 misses in the dirt again, so 2 balls and no strikes here to Corbin Paxton. Vega from the stretch, DiFilippo leading off of second base. He deals. Fastball misses outside for ball 4, so Paxton makes it to first with 2 away, and now 2 runners on with 2 away for Jack Cherno, who has not had an at-bat without a hit yet. 3 singles so far, no runs batted in. Very selfless play, 3 hits and 3 runs scored for him.
Yeah, Corbin Paxton and Jack Cherno in the bottom of the order have combined for a 5-for-5 day with a pair of walks.
Actually 6 for 6. Actually, my mistake, it is 5 for 5. My math is wrong. First pitch to Cherno. Fastball catches the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. Here to the D1 Columbia product.
And if you couldn't figure it out already, folks, we're not math majors. We're broadcast majors, so we don't know math that well.
Hey, I got a 4 on the AP Calc exam.
Okay, I'll give you credit for that.
Alan Vega looks back at DiFilippo on second base. The 0-1 misses outside. Breaking ball doesn't cut into the zone. So a ball and a strike here to Cherno with 2 away in the top of the 4th inning. Flames with a 14-run lead and 2 runners on.
See, I was pretty bad at pre-calculus, so I never took calculus for a reason. That is pretty smart.
2-1. Fastball misses outside, so actually the count's 2-1 now, my mistake. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Jack Cherno. Runners on first and second with 2 away in the top of the 4th. Flames with a 14-1 lead. A chance to expand that lead here with Cherno at the batter's box. His last time up with runners on first and second, he hit a single that ended up dropping, but no run scored as the 2-1 pitch is cut on and missed. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Cherno with 2 on and 2 away.
And that is a power fastball from Vega. Just overpowered Cherno with it that time for strike 2.
He's a true power pitcher. Vega could make the first runless inning so far for the Silversmiths in the field. He deals the 2-2. Cut on and missed. Cherno strikes out swinging, and for the first time today, the Silversmiths get out of the top half of an inning without allowing a run. Heading into the bottom of the fourth, the Flames still lead 14-1. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Noyes Park in Sherrill, New York. The Flames have a 14-1 lead, held scoreless for the first time today in the top half of this inning, and it'll be Robert Armitage to lead off for the Silversmiths against Gunnar Groen, who is out for his fourth inning of work. The first pitch is a fastball called to strike right over the middle, and quickly Armitage behind in the count 0-1.
And depending how the rest of the day goes for Gunnar on the mound, he might go all 7 innings in this one.
Armitage, a single back in the second, moved up to second base after a throwing error, a fielding error by Adam Gordon. The 0-1 misses outside, so a ball and a strike here to Armitage.
And I say that not just because he's able to, since he went 9 innings in his last start. I say that also because it's such a big difference on the scoreboard, 14-1 for the Flames, that if he gives up maybe 4 more runs in the next 4 innings, he'll stay in and then maybe pitch the whole game, give the bullpen a rest for game 2.
1-1. Breaking pitch misses low and away, so 2 balls and a strike to Robbie Armitage to start out the fourth. And a defensive replacement here to start the bottom of the fourth inning. Nick Garcia has replaced Jared Grosguth at third base. Nick Garcia named to the All-Star team earlier this afternoon. Groen, as always, working out of the stretch, the 2-1. Fastball's driven deep into left field. Giving chase to that one is DiFilippo, and he watches that one sail out of here. Armitage able to put a dent into that one, and that one gets over the wall, and it's a 14-2 ball game.
Looked like it ticked the top of the wall. It was a home run regardless. And now it's now the Silversmiths have a home run of their own, and it's then their second run of the ball game.
So 1 batter, 1 run so far for the Silversmiths in the bottom of the fourth inning. And that'll bring up Matt Fitzgerald, who has driven in the only other run today. That coming off the sacrifice fly in the second that brought home Chris Turco. First pitch, a breaking ball, catches the outside corner. A nice 12-6 curve there from Gunnar Groen, and the count's 0-1.
And the home run for Armitage is his 4th of the season, RBI number 19.
Fitzgerald back in the batter's box. No record at back after the sacrifice fly. The 0-1 is skied into shallow right. That will actually not escape the infield as Corbin Paxton steps under that one and makes the catch for the first out. So now one away here in the bottom of the fourth. That brings up Matt Krause, responsible for one of the 4 hits so far. A single back in the second. He got stranded at second base in that inning, getting eliminated on a double play. Krause entering today, one of the better hitters on this squad, 297, 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run to his name. First pitch misses in the dirt, and the count's 1-0. Andrew Roden in right field today for the Silversmiths has seen a lot of balls go over his head and over the wall. Krause has seen a lot of close calls out there, watching a couple of Flames shots just hit off the base of the wall and roll right back to him out and left. The 1-0 curveball finds the strike zone. Great cutting pitching action from Gunnar Groen. The count's even at a ball and a strike.
Another good breaky ball from Gunnar. We've seen that a lot throughout the year, and we've seen it a lot today.
Groen out there on the mound nursing a 14-2 lead for the Flames. That one's driven on the ground, foul down the third baseline. A big shot put into that one by Matt Krause, but instead the count is 1-2. Groen hasn't thrown a lot of pitches today. There is no action in the Flames bullpen. It's very possible he goes all 7 innings today. His pitch count's still very low through almost 4 innings of work. Groen deals the 1-2. Breaking ball just misses below the zone, and the count's evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And another good breaking ball from Gunnar, trying to get Krause to chase on that one. I thought he might have been able to get him to chase, but Krause, very patient at the plate, didn't even try and offer at it.
A lot of patience from the Silversmiths. It has come back to bite them a couple times, as they've taken good pitches, but frequently ending up on the wrong side of these at-bats. The 2-2 is another breaking ball that Gunnar Groen wanted to get Krause to chase at, but instead it misses low, and the count's full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Only the second 3-2 count that Gunnar Groen has faced on the mound so far today. The other time this situation was brought up, Sam Rowley, the batter on deck, drew a walk. Three-two. Chopped on the ground towards short. Easy scoop for McLean O'Connor. He shoots it over to first, and 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting from Hamilton College, number 22, Sam Rowley.
So after Krause grounds out for the second out of the inning, that brings up Sam Rowley. No recorded at-bat so far. He walked back in the second, getting gunned down after Reese Armitage grounded into a 6-6-3 double play. Rowley, the designated hitter today for the Silversmiths. He's had a lot of rest out there when his team's in the field. Flames put up 14 runs. His team's only put up 2. The first pitch is a breaking ball, misses low, and the count's a ball and no strikes.
And that's only Gunnar's 50th pitch of the day through 3 2/3 innings. Threw a little more than half of the game today on the mound for Flames pitching, and he's at halfway to 100.
Outfield playing deep here with 2 away. Groen deals. Chopped on the ground down the third base line, but foul. Counts evened up at a ball and a strike.
And of note, Gunnar threw exactly 100 pitches against the Silversmiths in his complete game against them last week.
How far is he in so far?
51.
Maintaining a good pitch count through 4 innings. A 1-1 count here on Sam Rowley with 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. 52nd pitch coming up on the afternoon for Gunnar Groen, working out of the stretch with nobody on base. He deals. Fastball cut foul behind home plate, drifting towards the fence, and the count's going to go to 1-2. Sam Rowley looking to get things going this year. Reached on a walk back in the second, but 130 is his batting average on the season. On base percentage well below 300. 1-2. Cutter just misses outside. That one just broke out of the zone. Gunnar can't help but smile at that call, and the count's evened up at 2-2.
And that's a good pitch nonetheless. Almost got him to the end the inning.
Just goes to show some of the patient approach here from the Sherrill Silversmiths, down by 12 runs. Grown gets set. The 2-2 is skied high into left field into foul territory. Giving heavy chase to that one is DiFilippo. He'll catch that one, not quite. He gets that one under the trees, so even if he made contact, that hit the trees, so that would not have been a fair ball regardless. So the count's going to stay at 2-2.
And that's because the trees, despite hanging over the field of play, are technically in foul territory since they are planted out of play.
This is a true story. There's a field near my home where the local high school plays, where there's literally a tree out in center field.
Ha!
It's in the field of play. And if you hit a ball into the trees and it's caught, it's a ground rule double. If it hits the trees and doesn't leave the park, it's a ground rule double. The 2-2 pitch is a breaking ball taken for strike 3. Rowley thought about walking over to first, but then he knew right away he was going back to the dugout. So no 1 run on 1 hit. No one left on base here for the Silversmiths. The run coming on the Robert Armitage home run heading into the top of the 5th. Flames lead 14-2 here at Noyes Park.
Welcome back to Flames Baseball, folks. Time for the top of the 5th inning. Flames ahead 14-2. So far here at Noyes Park, the home run tally is 5-4 for the Flames. 2 of them hit by the guy that leads things off for Onondaga this inning. It is McLean O'Connor, who is 2 for 4 on the day with a home run to begin the game and a grand slam later in the first inning. He steps up against Alvin Vega on for his second inning of work out of the bullpen this afternoon in Game 1 of the doubleheader. First pitch up and in on O'Connor, and it ticks off the glove of Fitzgerald and the mask of the home plate umpire to the backstop.
Now batting from the University of
The home plate umpire's mask came off. However, he is okay, thankfully. Unfazed by that one. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to O'Connor. Fly out to right in the second inning. He got well under it, but it still was a pretty deep fly out to the short porch and right. Once again, the distance is 257 down the right field line. And in the third inning, he hit into a fielder's choice, and he drove in a run on that fielder's choice. So in total, O'Connor has 6 RBIs on the day, which brings his total to 8 on the year. Fastball well low and outside for ball 2. The count 2 balls and no strikes to the shortstop out of UC Santa Barbara. O'Connor, the righty, against Vega, the righty. And the fastball finds the outside corner. Strike 1, the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Vega, like a few of the Flames pitches out of the pen, with a side wind up towards the plate. As the 2-1 fastball just misses the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike to O'Connor. Good hitters count here for O'Connor, and the breaky ball is low and in the dirt for ball 4. He reaches base for the 4th time in 5 plate appearances. And the leadoff man is on for the Flames with nobody out. That brings up Adam Gordon, who has reached base in 3 of his first 4 plate appearances today. Hit batsman and a fly out to center in the first inning. Single in the second, a walk in the third. He was stranded on base twice of 3 times. First pitch fastball on the outside corner, strike 1. The count is 0-1. Gordon scored the Flames' second run of the game in the first inning. He came around on the 2-run home run by Brian Hart to make it 3-0 way back when. Fastball is well outside for ball 1. Count evens up at a ball and a strike to the Flames center fielder. He entered the game batting .325, which is good enough for second on the team. First when it comes to batting average eligibility, because McLean O'Connor had the best batting average on the team entering this one. Fastball is low for ball 2. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. McLean entered the game batting .375, 6 of 16 at the plate. Now he's 8 of 18, and his batting average has improved to almost 500. 2-1. Gordon thought about offering at the fastball. It's on the outside corner nonetheless. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we are seeing a lot more patience from Flames hitters in the last inning or 2. And Gordon has a walk in his last at-bat, so we'll see what happens here. Chops one foul to the right side, snagged in front of the dugout by Coach Will Chapman. He brought his silky mitts to the park today. We'll see who else does. On deck for the Flames is Ernie Giraci to pinch hit for Brian Hart, the DH. And here is the 2-2 to Gordon. And he swings and misses at a fastball that was just off the outside corner. One away on the strikeout by Vega, his second of the day. That brings up Giraci, who got the start yesterday with the Flames. It was his first start of the season. And he replaces Brian Hart, who went 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run, a double, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs on the day. He also walked and struck out in the contest. Giraci out of Farmingdale State College, of course, and the first pitch to him is a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1, the count, no balls and 1 strike. Starting to feel the temperature drop just a little bit, with potential thunderstorms on the way in the next hour or 2 here in Sherrill, as Giraci takes a big swing and a miss at a fastball. No balls and 2 strikes to Giraci. Played the whole game against the Generals last night. He was 1 for 3, drove in a run, he scored a run too. 0-2 fastball is well inside for ball 1. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Giraci. He came around to score in the 3rd inning, and he drove in a run with a sac fly in the 6th. 1-2. Fastball popped up, but foul out of play down the right side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitcher warming up in the Flames bullpen. From the looks of it, it is Casey Kretsch down the right field line. As counts 1 and 2 to Giraci. Here it is. He lines it foul down the right field line and into the tennis court. Onto the tennis court down the right side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. It is a park after all. A Little League sized field beyond the left field fence. A basketball court and a tennis court down the right field line. Another 1-2. Hard grounder left side. Through for a base hit. Stopping at second is McLean O'Connor. And Giraci has his second hit with the Flames. Runners on first and second with 1 away, and that brings up Colin Matthews.
Now batting from Kent State University, number 23, Colin Matthews.
Matthews on the day is 2 for 3. He has driven in a run. He has scored a run. And he has also flied out. He's drawn a walk, too. First one to Matthews, the righty, is a breaking ball in there for a strike. Count is no balls and 1 strike to Matthews, the right fielder for the Flames today. Played in left field last night with Mike Netzel in right. Netzel out of the starting lineup for Game 1. He's slated to start Game 2 on the mound. 0-1 up and in, forcing him to lean back. And Fitzgerald did a great job of keeping the ball from going to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. As Fitzgerald now has to adjust the straps on his left shin guard. And Matthews steps back into the box. Big hole on the left side of the infield. Sean Doherty is playing the third base line very tight. Chris Turco also down the first base line. 1-1, a big cut and a miss at a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a big hole on the left and right side of the infield. That's because the Silversmith corner infielders are playing on pretty much on the line, and the middle infielders are in double play depth. Part of the reason why Jirachi's single got through in the last at-bat. 1-2 is a swing and miss at a breaky ball again by Matthews. Similar pitch to the last one, and that is the second out of the inning. Runners stay where they are at first and second, and that brings up Nick Garcia for his first at-bat of the day. Came in to replace Jared Grosku at third base in the last half inning. And the All-Star as a pitcher steps in as a hitter once again. And he's been a pretty good hitter for this Flame squad, too. Fastball is low for ball 1. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. 6 of 24 at the plate in 10 games as a hitter. 5 runs scored and an RBI. Of his 6 hits on the year, 1 double and 1 triple. 1-0. Breaking ball is in the upper third of the zone. Strike 1. The count evens up at a ball and a strike. Flames were kept off the scoreboard for the first time in the last inning. Before that, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and then to begin the game, a 10-run first inning. 1-1 breaky ball is on the outside corner. Strike 2. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. So it appears Sherrill did find the recipe they want on the mound for success. Alvin Vega came in to begin the 4th inning. Flames haven't scored since. 1-2. Big swing and miss by Garcia at the fastball, and that will retire the side. So after 2 runners get on with 1 away, Vega strikes out 2 Flames in a row, and it is still 14-2 for Onondaga after 4.5 from Sherrill. Welcome back, everybody. Set to begin the bottom of the 5th inning between the Flames and the Silversmiths. 9-1-2 in the Sherrill order to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading things off is Reese Armitage. In his only bat so far today, he grounded into an inning-ending double play to end the second inning. Gunnar Groen back to the mound for the fifth inning of work, and the first pitch fastball is a slow bouncer, past Groen, snagged with a bare hand, rather bobbled with a bare hand by Garcia. No play to be made, and Armitage is on with an infield hit to begin the fifth inning. Back to the top of the order now, and that brings up Nate Cormier, the second baseman. A tough play. It would have been a fantastic play for the Flames to make to even get the out. As Cormier, the right-handed batter, steps in against Groen. Now the third time through the order for Sherrill. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Flames are working through their fifth turns in the order. First one to Cormier is a breaky ball on the outside corner. Strike one, the count, no balls, and one strike. Ground out to second his first time up to lead off the Sherrill half of the game. And then a single. He reached second on a throwing error by McLean O'Connor to lead off the third. Fastball is over the plate for strike two, and the count now no balls and two strikes to Cormier. Cormier entered the game batting .287 through 21 games. He now has 26 hits on the season. As the breaking ball is a high one, it's popped up to the right side. Corbin Paxton going after it, and he makes the catch right against the fence. First out of the inning is a good one by good play by Corbin Paxton, just to the right of the Flames dugout. One away, and that brings up the All-Star Sean Doherty. Leading hitter on this Silversmith squad, but he's 0 for 2 today. A pop out to short and a fly out to center. One out and a runner on first for the third baseman, and the breaking ball is in the dirt for ball one. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. That pitch was number 60 on the day for Gunnar Groen through 4 1/3 innings of play. Doherty out of Southern New Hampshire University, a native of Haverhill, Massachusetts, graduate of Haverhill High School. Here's a 1-0. Hard grounder towards short. Big hop on O'Connor. He snags it. Throw to second in time. Throw to first. Also in time for the inning-ending double play. Flames get out of the jam. It's still 14-2 after 5 in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Top of the 6th inning here at Noyes Park in Sherrill, New York. Flames still lead 14-2 over the Sherrill Silversmiths. Brandon Ross back here on the mic. Thank you so much for joining us. Trace Peterson to lead off this inning for the Onondaga Flames. So far, he's got a double to his name, also a walk, a double play, and a fly out to left field. First pitch to him is a fastball, misses inside, and the count starts for Peterson at 1-0. Alvin Vega back on the mound for his third inning of work. He's been the antidote for the Sherrill Silversmiths so far, as the 1-0 pitch misses outside and the count's 2 balls and no strikes. 14 runs scored by the Flames in the first 3 innings. Ever since Vega has come into the ballgame, the Flames have stayed off the scoreboard. The 2-0, a fastball catches the outside corner. So 2 balls and a strike here to Trace Peterson, looking to start off this inning strong for the Onondaga Flames. Vega working from the stretch always. The 2-1, breaking ball finds the zone, just catching the bottom third. And so an even 2-2 count here on Trace Peterson with no one away in the top of the 6th inning. Peterson trying to expand on that 12-run lead. It's grounded softly over to short. Easy hop for Armitage. He fires over to first in time for the first out of the inning. So a quick, easy first out for the Sherrill Silversmiths, and that brings up A.J. DiFilippo. DiFilippo 1 for 3 on the day. A single his last time up, got stranded at second base. Also a pair of strikeouts and a hit by pitch. And DiFilippo will be one of the first left-handed hitters to go up against the righty Vega. First pitch, fastball driven deep, foul down the left side. Over into the parking lot across the street. Couple cars in danger there and hit one on a bounce. So an 0-1 count here to DiFilippo to start this at-bat. Vega working quickly, the 0-1. Fastball way outside. Fitzgerald can't get a glove on that one, and it flies to the backstop. No one's on base, so no one advances, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. There have been a flurry of substitutions for the Flames so far, with a couple of replacements in the field and in the batter's box, with Ernie Girachi taking for Brian Hart and Nick Garcia coming in for Derek Groskuth, as the 1-1 pitch is a cold strike after DiFilippo goes around on the check swing. So a ball and 2 strikes here on DiFilippo. With so far no replacements in the field or in the batter's box for Sherrill. 1-2 fastball misses inside and below the knees. So 2-2 count here on DiFilippo. DiFilippo trying to put some more runs on the board with 1 away in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch misses low and inside. DiFilippo has to dance out of the way. And he'll walk it off real quick as the count's now full at 3-2. And after some further discussion with the home plate umpire, it's deemed that the ball hit DiFilippo on the front of his foot. So DiFilippo's going to walk over to first base. That's the second time today he's been hit by a pitch. And now a runner on first with 1 away for Corbin Paxton, who hasn't been retired by any pitcher yet. A pair of walks, a home run, and a single to his name. 3 RBIs so far. As Matt Fitzgerald has a quick mound conference with Alvin Vega, and A.J. DiFilippo talks with first base coach Will Chapman over aside the bag. So Paxton, the first baseman today, steps back into the batter's box. Paxton entered today hitting a meager 154 as A.J. DiFilippo, after the toe hit by a pitch, coming off of first base and coming in to replace him is going to be number 7, and that is Mike Stefan. So Stefan fills in at first base, and Paxton finally settles into the box. First pitch is a fastball cut on and missed. Paxton a little bit under that fastball, and the count's 0-1. Paxton out of Lake Erie College, a teammate of Trace Peterson back there. Stefan taking a bigger lead off of first base. Clouds starting to settle in. It's getting very dark out here at Noyes Park. The pitch is fouled back right to the screen behind home plate. So 0-2 count here to Paxton with 1 away and a runner on first base. Casey Kretsch continuing to warm up out there in the bullpen. Seems like Gunnar Groen's done for the day as he's receiving ice from the trainer. So 0-2 count here on Corbin Paxton. Vega gets set, deals from the stretch. That one's ripped down the first base line, just foul, going over towards the Flames bullpen. And so Mike Stefan's going to have to go back to first. He got a good jump off the bag, but it's still an 0-2 count here on Corbin Paxton. The Flames haven't scored a single run since the third. Runner on first with a chance to put on more here. The 0-2 is fouled again over to the parking lot across the street. And so still 0-2 count here for Corbin Paxton as he's about to face the fifth pitch of this at-bat. Paxton really fighting for the pitch he wants. It's a contrast between the two approaches through hitters on these two teams. Flames taking a very aggressive approach while the Sherrill Silversmiths being patient. Vega looks over to first, looking to make sure Stefan is close. The 0-2 breaking ball misses outside, doesn't quite cut into the zone. So the first ball of this at-bat against Corbin Paxton, it's 1-2. Outfield playing particularly deep, particularly Andrew Roden on right, playing right up against the fence, which makes sense given the short porch out there. The 1-2 fastball misses outside, so an even 2-2 count here to Corbin Paxton. The aggressive approach paying off as now Vega on the mound trying to get him to chase out of the zone. And the wind's really starting to pick up here. You can see dust bowls start to come off on the infield. First base coach Wills Chapman has lost his helmet out there. The nets are starting to fly around. Dust really picking up around the infield. This is the top of the sixth inning, so this is a complete game if it's called right here. Time is called as the wind continues to burst a lot of dust up. Dust continuing to bowl up, and some of the foul line paint starting to spray up into the air. The wind continuing to intensify. You can see it in the leaves and the trees in the outfield. Flags flying aggressively off the first base foul side, but Corbin Paxton finally steps back to the box. It's a 2-2 count here to the first baseman against the righty Alvin Vega. The 2-2 is driven into right center field and deep. Giving chase to that one is Roden, and making the catch at the wall is Reese Armitage. Almost the second home run of the day for Corbin Paxton. An incredible ranging effort from Armitage out there in center, and now 2 away in the top of the sixth for Jack Chernow.
Now batting from Columbia University, number 20, Jack Chernow.
And the wind continues to pick up here. Just to give an example, all of Eric Moon's notes and scorebooks have flown away from him, and he's running to retrieve them as we speak. Looks like he's finally retrieved them and has brought them back to the broadcast area. As Chernow, the lefty, steps in against the righty Vega with runner on first and 2 away. Third base playing in. The first pitch fastball is a cold strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 here to Jack Chernow. Corbin Paxton in that last at-bat gave them one a deep ride into right center field. That not quite 257, probably closer to 300 around that point in the ballpark, but Armitage making it just in front of the wall. The breaking ball outside doesn't cut into the zone, so a 1-1 count here to Chernow with 2 away. So far today, Chernow 3 for 4, 3 singles and a swinging strikeout. That strikeout being the first victim of Alvin Vega. 1-1 fastball misses outside, so 2 balls and a strike to Chernow with 2 away. In the top of the sixth inning, runner on first. Flames trying to expand on a 14-2 lead. And the sky continues to darken out here in Sherrill, New York. 2-2. Fastball misses outside. It's actually 2-1 the count was before that pitch, and now it's 3-1. Vega behind the count 3-1, going to look to give Chernow possibly a pitch to hit here. He has done a good job painting the corners as a pickoff attempt at first is no good. Stefan gets back in there standing. One on, 2 out. 3-1 count on Chernow. The 3-1 fastball misses high and outside for ball 4. So a second base runner for the Flames now with 2 away, and that brings the top of the order back up with McLean O'Connor. And O'Connor has reached base in 4 of his 5 plate appearances. A pair of home runs, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a fly out to right field. As the Flames now beginning their 6th turn through the order here in the 6th inning. Turner leading off of first base, Stefan off of second. The first pitch fastball in the dirt and outside. So a 1-0 count early to McLean O'Connor with 2 away. Wind's dying down a little bit, but the sky is getting darker and darker. It's cooling down as a very harsh breeze has set in here at Noyes Park. The 1-0 fastball catches the lower third, and an even 1-1 count to McLean O'Connor. Adam Gordon waits on deck, 2 on, 2 out. Flames up 14-2 in the top of the 6th. 1-1 count, the pitch. Curveball finds the middle of the zone, and the count's 1-2. A pitcher's count here. O'Connor are going to have to swing at anything close. Runner in scoring position, a chance to expand that lead with just a base hit. 1-2. Breaking pitch fouled hard down the right field line into the netting on top of the Flames dugout. So the count's going to stay at 1-2 as action ceases over in the bullpen in right field. As thunder strikes are starting to see off in the distance, there's a bit of lightning a few miles away as a pitch misses low and outside, gets behind the backstop, so a ball but no one advances. It's 2-2. Odds are this will be the last inning of play if these conditions continue. And if this game ceases, it is unlikely that any form of play will resume. If play ceases here in the top of the 6th inning, this game will go down as complete. 2-2, misses low in the dirt. McLean able to hold off on the check swing, and it's a full 3-2 count. So again, if at any point in this ball game play ceases, even with the inning not complete, the game is over. If this game ceases, as it stands, the Flames would win 3-2, and the second game would again be postponed. (3-2) misses outside for ball 4. And so the bases are now loaded here for Adam Gordon, who only has 1 hit on the day, has reached in 3 of his 5 plate appearances.
Number 22, Adam Gordon.
So Gordon up now with the bases loaded and 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Flames leading 14-2. Fastball misses low, and the count's 1-0. When continuing to pick up in the outfield, play still resuming. It looks like we're going to play at least a little bit longer here. The 1-0 fastball misses way high in the zone. Gordon ducks back just a hair, and the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Just by walking here, Gordon would bring in the 15th run of this ball game for the Flames. It will be the first run since the 3rd inning. 2-0. Fastball misses low, so 3 balls and no strikes here on Gordon. And a true hitter's count. Let's see if he gets the green light. Matt Krause is calling that he sees lightning. But play is not ceasing. The 3-0 fastball catches the outside corner. So a 3-1 count here to Adam Gordon. And things starting to blow away here. The whiteboard lineups over by the Silversmith concession stand has blown off of its original position. Trees bending over in the outfield. The 3-1 misses outside for ball 4, so a run is walked in here in the top of the 6th. Flames now up 15-2. That's the first RBI on the day for Adam Gordon as well. This game continues to get out of hand as Mike Stefan scores on the walk. So still bases loaded, still 2 away, and Ernie Giraci coming up for his second at-bat. First time up, he singled. It was in the 5th inning, coming in for Brian Hart as the designated hitter. First pitch chopped on the ground towards short, scooped easily by Armitage. He takes it to second base himself to retire the side. So another run here in the top half for the Flames. Heading into the bottom of the 6th, the Flames lead 15-2. So the bottom of the 6th inning is not going to occur just yet. There's a lightning warning in the area, so by rule, everyone has to go inside, and we have to wait at least 30 minutes before play can resume. At this point, that seems unlikely. If there is no more action, the final score is 15-2. If not, we will resume play, and you will see it on this video. Thank you so much for tuning in if you have.